Hello guys, I hope you're doing well and safe during these times. Recently in Japan, we had a really big news. Abe, who's the prime minister, is trying to make everyone stay home. So we have this stay home campaign, and they invite a lot of YouTubers, a lot of famous people to make videos to encourage people to stay home. One of it is to tidy their own houses and that kind of stuff. But recently, the campaign was criticized to not be working because there were a lot of people lining up to go to these Pachinko gambling stores. So you might ask, what is Pachinko? It is something that is really unique to Japan. It is actually kind of a gambling game store. So it's not really like an arcade store, but it's a metal bead machine. So it's more closer to a slot machine. And there's different machines. One's like that you insert these small metal balls and you shoot and you gain points. And after gaining amount of, like if the metal ball goes into certain holes, you get extra chances or multipliers. And if it goes to those holes, it gains points. And those points could be traded for money. So actually, there's a lot of pachinko in Japan. If you've ever been to Japan, you would notice that in every big street there must be one pachinko store. And I used to live in Japan, and in my small town, which was actually in Tokyo, but actually it's a bit far, a bit nearer to countryside. So there's less. It's more a residential area, and even though it's a residential area, there's no supermarkets, no big stores. There was a pachinko, and it's just that every station pretty much has one pachinko. Why? Because Japanese people really like gambling. There's a study saying that 2.5%, which is around 3 million to 4 million Japanese, are addicted to gambling. And you can see why, because there's not only pachinko in every town, but there's boat racing, there's jockey clubs, and there's different kinds of online betting as well. And I would personally say Japanese people are among one of the most heavy gamblers, and there's a lot of shark hole problems. Anyways, let's go back to the main thing. Is there's a lot of people lining up in these pachinko stores, and the government actually prohibited people to go to these pachinko stores, but people still lined up, and the stores, they pretend that they don't know and they open. So in other countries, I would say they've been caught. But why are these stores, pachinko gambling stores, are open? This goes back to one of the Japan's serious social problems, is that these pachinko stores are said to be run by retired police officers or police higher-ups. So they're actually run by a part of the police, retired police officers. And because Japan, as it is, it's a really hierarchical, and it's really talk about relationship society, they just pretend that they don't see anything. And actually, Japan, we can't gamble. We can't have a gambling store like pachinko. So theoretically, it's actually illegal, even though you can see it in every town, in every big station, in Shinjuku, in Ikebukuro, those really big stations. There's like at least 10 of those pachinko. So you pretty much see it in every corner. But they're actually using this legal loophole to run. And what is this legal loophole? It's that theoretically they're just saying we're trading your points as credits, and your credits can trade for gifts. And if you want money, they will give you this trade you, for example, you earn like 10,000 points, then maybe it's worth 10,000 yen, and they will give you this card, and this card, it's not money, but there's actually a gold chip inside, and in each pachinko store there must be a small gold exchange store, which has a different name, but it must be in the back lobby or the backyard of the pachinko store. So it's actually two stores. One is the pachinko and the other is the gold exchange store, and you get your chip and you actually exchange that in that gold store for money. So they're just saying, oh, we're just giving you gifts, which is this gold card, like a card with a gold chip, and you could exchange that for money in the store behind. And they're being really cheeky, and that's been a serious problem because a lot of teenagers, a lot of young men especially, women as well, but a lot of young men have serious addiction problems, and it's because it's really accessible. And not only that, they have a lot of crossovers with Evangelion, they have crossovers with like One Piece, mainstream animes as well, and maybe not One Piece actually, but they have a lot of big crossovers, you know. So it's really attractive, and I've tried it like a couple times, you know, and it goes, your money flies out so fast. It's like you just keep shooting it. It's not like, you know, it's not one of those table metal balls. I forgot what you call those, but pinballs. It's not like that. It shoots out like an AK-47. It's like, and you just hold it, and then you hold the button, and metal balls will keep flying out like a submachine gun, and maybe each balls cost 0.1 yen. You might think, oh wow, that's so cheap, you know. 0.1 yen, like maybe 100 yen, which is $1, US dollar, would be 1,000 balls. Maybe if that's cheap. But you know, it goes so fast. $1 goes out, I don't know, a few minutes, and it's $1. And if you're sitting there like those retired or maybe those young men who are addicted to it, they sit there for 2-3 hours. That's a few $100s already, and it's incredible. It's incredible how, of course, sometimes you might get lucky and win, but that's the worst thing. You know, you will come back, and a lot of people have shark holes. You know, they borrow a lot of money and they can't pay it back because they take a lot of interest. Anyways, this pachinko now is causing a problem, which is it's a hub for the epidemic. So it's spreading the disease because young men are waiting in line to go into these stores because they have nothing to do, because you know their jobs are maybe you know, they're doing home office, or maybe you know they don't have jobs and there's nothing better to do, and they're going to these pachinko stores, and it's an epidemic hub. And that's really worrisome. So it really highlights this long social problem that Japan has. And many of you foreigner friends out there, I think you've seen it, but you never went in, or maybe you never tried the pachinko or the slot machines. You know, it's fun for a while, but there's a lot of people who's actually seriously addicted, and it's one of the things that I've never heard people who like Japanese culture talk about. There's some conspiracy, which I'm not sure if that's true, but many of these pachinko stores were actually operated by North Korean Japanese, because there's actually a society of North Korean Japanese in Japan, and they're among the richest North Koreans society, because like in North Korea they're not very rich, but in Japan they actually managed to build schools, and they send money back to North Korea. And people are saying that these pachinko stores owners are North Koreans, and they earn a lot of money and they send it back to North Korea. That's more, I'm a little bit not sure if that's true, but that's what people are saying. But it is true that Japanese government turned a blind eye to pachinko stores in general, and Japanese people are really obedient. They actually don't really talk about these social problems. Yeah. So I hope I gave you some insight, and I'll see you later. Subscribe for more Japanese content or more if you like me, if you like my earbuds. Bye.